Fire, fire, fire.
We all remember the off-Kai Expo drama where they freaking banned the white Foxu. Poor Kirsche. And one of the most insulting thing about this is they banned her from, like, being at the convention as, like, you know, as a streamer, as a VTuber. And then they said, oh, well, you can come and spend money with us if you want. And I'm like, I'm not gonna come and spend money with you after you have your stupid mod freaks ban me from the event, from speaking as like a person. You're such a weirdo. And I remember we talked about this and I defended her and I fucking watched a bunch of Red videos on it because it got more and more heated about it. They also hated Pippa and Face Connect and all that shit, which was like fucking insane. Just like guilt by association. It's like, ew. Fucking weirdos at Offkai, and they're everywhere. These people are gross. So let's watch it. The inclusive VTuber convention is genuinely cooked.
Hey, what's up guys, Ruff here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Off-Kai Expo situation. For those who are not familiar, this is a VTuber-centered convention. This is their 5th time doing it. But right now, they are getting absolutely blasted on Twitter.
Yep.
They faced controversy before, as I will talk about shortly. But this time, a lot of people are concerned due to the very least their vagueness about a recent sponsor and set of related events, or at the maximum, people are concerned that unaccompanied minors that are allowed at this event will be exposed to adult content. So here's Off-Kai Expo and their main page. This is an event in California, which will make a lot of sense in just a second. That'll be underway in mid-July this year. Now, recently, a lot of people discovered that one of the major sponsors of Off-Kai Expo Generation 5, Fansly. Now, let me describe this platform as it's described on their page. Fansly is the site for spicy VTubers and more. This
OF for VTubers or what? It's generally branded itself as an OF for VTubers, yeah.
18-plus
Very
site is full of the top VTubers in the space with the ability to sell paywalled content, stream, and connect with their fans.
And again, if this was a corn convention, it would have 18 plus on it, and I think that would be valid. I'm not saying ban Fansly from all events. Like, if you want to make an 18 plus event, make it that, and then people get ID'd, just like people who go to events that have alcohol or gambling. You're not allowed to have kids in there. They're very strict about that shit, too. Do you hear the VTuber Awards were sponsored by Fansly, too? I agree, yes. Yes. Yeah, I think that's a little bit weird. I said that before.
Find your next...
There were VTubers that had literal ads for their Fansly. Like, inside of the actual advertisement rollout for, like, you know, reserving a spot. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, it's essentially like advertising Pornhub at that point. Yeah, it's etchy.
At this website with the / VTuber. Now, of course, this video is going to get absolutely fried in the algorithm because I'm saying all these no-no words and phrases. So help me out algorithmically by liking this video, commenting, or even subbing, because that will help counterbalance the bots who are going to be very angry at the words I'm saying. But we're talking about this sponsor, which, by the way, seems to be a very recently added one. And yeah, not only is this kind of the modern state of Western VTubing right now, where there's...
I would honestly argue that this is even worse because there's a physical element to it. Whereas if you're sponsored by Fansly for an event, like digitally, and it's just like an ad on the screen, you can't really control. Like, the site is already 13 plus. It would be hard to, like... Yeah, sure, it's immoral and weird, in my opinion, because you're advertising a not safe for work agency or company or whatever the fuck to a bunch of people, thousands and thousands of people, but, like, this is a physical location. Like, this is arguably even worse.
So much focus on adult content and platforms like this. It also raises questions as to whether or not this is a good idea. for an event like this, because this convention is not 18 plus by itself. There are plenty of 18 plus VTuber focused conventions out there.
Yeah.
And if they want to have a sponsor like this, it would, I guess, you know.
There's a con for like hentai stuff too. And again, this kind of circles back to my argument of like how Twitch has ethos that advertise their fansly very subtly through being on Twitch. Where? What do you mean? Where? Like in Japan, there's like hentai cons and stuff. Yeah. Or there are actually dedicated sections within a con, but they are very strict. You have to get like ID'd before they even let you in, and they have to make sure that it's okay. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because that would be reasonable, because you're not letting minors participate in that section.
Be more appropriate. But Offkai is not an 18 plus event. In fact, as we'll see, minors can attend, including unaccompanied minors. So when Offkai made this announcement on Twitter today, there's been a lot of backlash. They say your next Oshi is waiting. And for those who are not too familiar with VTubers, that basically means your favorite VTuber, right? So they continue on saying, we're excited to announce that Fansly is joining Offkai Generation 5. Come find them at the exhibitor hall and meet some of their...
Exhibitor hall? For Fansly? Offkai map? Is it like in the main event? Yep. Damn. Damn.
Incredible
It's like in the
talents.
main areas.
That's a debatable phrase, if we're being honest, for a platform that is exclusively for posting not safe for work content. But then again, let's keep moving here, right? You can see their entire caption is about finding the best 18 plus website where your next Oshi and so much more
That's not subtle.
will be waiting for you. And as I pointed out earlier, of course.
Again, and I have to reiterate, there are people that I know that do Fansly and they have Fansly content. Just don't advertise to kids. It's not that hard. Like, some people are way more subtle than others. You have to make sure that they're 18 if you're gonna fucking consume that type of shit.
This is happening in California, many such cases. Now, the replies are not just dunking on this announcement, it's pointing out some legitimate concerns that are not addressed at all by this post or anything on their website right now. I can see Madam Savvy saying, kids walk around during the day. Surely this is not going to be done while kids are around, correct? Surely we're not going to put adult content in front of children, right? And here's a quote from someone who makes this sort of content, and even they have an issue with this sort of concept and at least
like
the
little
details
kids
we
will
have
be,
surrounding
Mommy,
it
what's
right
that?
now. I don't mind Fansly, obviously, I do not safe for work content there myself. However, I don't think this should be in the convention where there are children walking around. If it's in an adult-only section, that's one thing, but I don't think it is. And right now, just looking around at the available information, we don't know. And at the very least, this shows little regard for what's going on at this convention. If you're going to introduce something like this, you should make it very clear this is barred, 18 plus only. But right now, we know this convention allows children
to walk around in it,
as
yes,
a prominent sponsor and part of their overall convention. That is something to look into, okay? This isn't just simply shaming VTubers for having these sorts of platforms.
Imagine if at TwitchCon, like, they had a sponsorship for OnlyFans and it was plastered everywhere. Like, can you imagine the backlash?
It's asking very legitimate questions and raising legitimate concerns about whether...
Because if you're a sponsor, you want to get your money back through exposure. They're going to have, like, advertisements for Fansly all over the convention. It has to be. Like, why would you not?
Kids at the convention will be exposed to this stuff. And one of the people to raise these concerns and some very valid questions is Kirsha. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with this VTuber. She has not only some insight on the situation, but also has a bit of a history with Offkai. In fact,
I brought that up, yep.
2023.
We watched this video, man. It has been 2 years already, man.
2024, I believe. I made this video talking about a very complex situation involving Offkai, where Kirsha was supposed to have a panel there, and she was shut down, essentially for wrong thing. I'll put a link to this video in the description if you want to check it out. But long story short, she was blacklisted as a featured guest, but still allowed to go to the convention and
which is such a spit in your face, man.
Buy a ticket and spend money, which is just insulting. But a lot of it had to do with her edgy content, which is ironic given what they're allowing now. And this is just one of many screenshots from that video where some of the people involved with the convention explained why she was banned. And it says a lot of them come down to gender identity and DEI type issues.
I've been invited, I've just declined. It's just like, these, I don't want to deal with the drama of these fucking people who, very likely, there's part of the thing that you're so popular, we need you because you bring in the money, and then behind your back, they fucking shit talk you and are like, oh, if she says this one wrong thing, then I'm gonna have to permaban you out of the event. It's like, it doesn't matter. They'll just shift the fucking goalpost to fit their fucking agenda so that they can eventually ban you after they get all the money from your fans or your community. Organizers ideologically captured, not good. Yes, no matter what side, I think it's cringe, and especially I find it cringe more so when they try to invite you and then they backpedal on. They're like, no, we don't like what you say. We don't like your content. What did someone say? Is that one that Pippa did? Did Pippa have sabotage at Offkai? Was that it? Was that the same instance? I'm getting muddled because it's been like 2-3 years. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I remember during their like concert event thing, the entirety of Face Connect was having issues, and I'm just sitting here like, that's so weird how everything was fine, and then for pretty much, I don't remember if the same Offkai. No, I don't think it was the same one. It was the year after that, and people were like, this is pretty fucking weird. Yeah, they thought it was sabotage and they weren't sure, but like, there's no definitive proof, but it's just weird that it was happening specifically to Face Connect. And specifically, I think it was for Tenma and Pippa.
Talked about.
I believe.
And this is just a sample of what was sent to Kirsha, and it's absolutely ridiculous. You can pause and read for yourself.
Yo, wow, they give the tier 3.
One
Thank
of
you.
the examples provided always makes me laugh.
Thank you so much.
They're showing this as a reason why she's not allowed to be a featured guest, where she made a joke about pronouns on Discord, where she had to make a choice about pronouns after it was rolled out for the platform, and she labeled herself as Burger/Queen. And
Man, don't tell him my pronouns on Discord. It's dumb ass. I've been asked to be at several cards. I've just like said like I don't have time, and I'm just like I don't want to deal with the drama like that results off of it, because sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of the time these cons happen, and unless it's organized by the agency, like FaceCon is its own thing, I think there's always going to be drama that like you have to address as a creator, and it makes me so fucking like it's so cringe, because then people get like they get the bad perception that you were like okay with it, or oh, you knew the whole time and you didn't say anything. It's like 99% of the time people who just go there and do the attending shit, they don't know. There's too much fucking drama.
Apparently that is
I don't want to
too
do
much
it.
wrong thing. That is far beyond what's
like
allowed.
TwitchCon. I don't want to
at
go.
Offkai. So
Sorry.
obviously she has a bit of a history, and also me and my wife, Darling Straub, have a bit of a history because we saw what was happening with
I saw
Kirsha,
that.
and we were supposed to be featured guests at this convention, and we basically said, if you don't reinstate Kirsha, we're not going to be guests anymore. And well, guess what? We weren't guests because they never corrected their mistakes involving that previous situation. But let's return to the current situation. So Kirsha points this out, saying, why is this marketed in the exhibitor hall instead of the after hours yabai market where the adult content is typically located.
So they do have an after hours market for adults. Like generally how people usually break it down. This isn't like new for cons to have after hours. Like even Disney has after hours Disney where they serve alcohol to adults of kids, obviously because they want to get more money out of you. They have the same thing. Why can't you just like do that after? Why do you have to do it in front of minors?
When this is also a con that allows unaccompanied minors. And she points out this section that says, I am between 13 to 17 years old. Do my parents have to accompany me at the convention or attend the convention? From 13
I saw the setup for Fantasy Booth and it's pretty barren, so if I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It's like advertising steak at a normal convention where there's kids running around. Kids are gonna ask questions. They're gonna tippy tappy on their phone, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like it's P Hub, but it's censored. Oh gee, I wonder what P Hub could mean. Like you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I still think it's bad.
13 to 17 minors may attend the convention on their own,
what?
With or without their parents, with written permission from your parents or a legal guardian in order to...
With or without their parents. With written permission from your parents or a legal guardian. So wait, I can just like ask like some dude outside the convention if they can be my legal guardian. How the fuck are they gonna prove that?
Attend. Permission is obtained by downloading and printing out this
minor consent form? What? Wait a minute.
Consent form. Your parent or legal guardian must fill out the form and then have it taken to a notary and signed in the notary's presence.
Me when I just go and make shit up and then say it's from a notary. Again, I don't think with how it's a fucking con, this isn't like you're going to the government. How are they gonna like go and check that? Yeah, no one's gonna do that, or they're gonna just fake it. It's not the government. They're not gonna like arrest you for faking a notary. They're gonna be like,
The other way permission can be obtained is to have your parents come to the registration with you and fill out the parental consent form on site.
Yes, Timmy.
Only
you can just
in California, ladies.
Yes, Timmy. Just sign this form right here with mom and dad, and you can look at titties. Yep.
Gentlemen, would something like this exist? We have these forms that would allow a 13 to 17-year-old to pull up to a convention that has adult content at it. And based on what Kirsch is describing, it's in places that seem to be open to the general public who's attending this convention. It's not roped off or anything like that, as far as we know. And looking at the actual website itself, what she's pointing out is very real. Here is the related section we just read. And here's the actual form, by the way, which is just absolutely crazy. Here's an idea.
Here's a seal. I faked like notes. You can also like basically Photoshop a seal. Again, you can try and like argue and say like, oh well, it's a crime to fake a consent form and this and that. I'm like, Offkai is not like a government. Not that I trust the government, but like to an extent they are held more accountable. They also don't have the resources to check if it's fake or not. Like, oh, they got a seal, they photoshopped it. What are they gonna do? Look at if the ink is dry on it every time? There's probably hundreds of people that want to go to the fucking con. You think the staff is gonna be held accountable when they're like, doing that shit?
If you want to go into this route of having adult platforms sponsor your convention and have specific events surrounding it, and you want to use it as a marketing tool and as a way to bring in not only featured guests, but also to promote them and your convention through these adult platforms, how about you just make the event 18 plus? There's an idea. Or will that be like a financial loss or something? Or will it upset the convention staff that we know is already pretty wackadoo over at Offkai?
They are.
But yeah.
The pattern recognition is not great.
This is pretty crazy. Just make it 18 plus.
Again, do we remember TwitchCon security and how horrible, like, the actual security was? And how much more popular TwitchCon is? If TwitchCon did this kind of, like, parental consent for minor attendees and you have to get a notary signed, I still wouldn't fucking trust them. You think I'd trust Off-Guy with this shit, too? I wouldn't.
And then, you know, have a ball with all this stuff. But, you know, going back to this is all a very, very legitimate concern that Kirsche is raising.
They want it both ways. Yeah, it makes more money.
Out of bringing this platform as a sponsor and having related events, you should make these sorts of things very separate, far and away. This already sounds like a bad idea, letting these unaccompanied minors being at Off-Kai, but it's even worse when you have Fansly promoting all these events. Okay, that is not being closed-minded or anything, because I can already hear people screeching about this, saying how Kirsche is being some bigot or something for pointing this stuff out. But no, you should not want unaccompanied minors at a convention.
What do you mean she's a bigot? I've seen her lewd art tags. How is she a bigot for that, bro? I've seen what her fans do, bro.
And where one of the sponsors is Fansly, where they're also running a bunch of related events. And
I ban anyone that announces that they're under 18 in my stream, because I'm doing what I want to do best for the community. If they are under 18, I wouldn't know unless they say so. Like, at least I'm doing a part, right? These people are doing the bare minimum, and I very much doubt, very sincerely much doubt, that the security at fucking Off-Kai can tell if a notary is fake or not. Who's gonna fucking report you to? Like, I don't know, man.
People pointing out at Vexpo, any and all related not safe for work content happened in a corner of the hall. Everything was clearly labeled, hidden behind curtains, and had people on watch duty to avoid minors getting anywhere close. I seriously hope Off-Kai is wise enough to create a similar plan. Because the con staff are all neo-Marxists who are also hyper-sexual deviants. Well, they don't have a very good reputation, that's for sure. And also, again, just odd that all this is allowed and such a focus at a convention like this that is not an 18-plus event. And then I would go to their Instagram where they also announced this and look at some of the replies, but they don't have like, any presence over here. In fact, there's 2 replies, and I don't really know where they stand. One saying interesting ... and the other saying crazy. I don't know if they're excited about this or what.
Have they said anything
overall,
since then? I don't think so.
This entire situation is very odd. And if you're going to go this route with your convention, well, you should be a lot more specific about what this entails and how it's going to be exposed to your convention goers that include unaccompanied minors. And on top of that, there's the irony of people like Kirsche.
The only way to verify a notary stamp is to search them up in their state's database. Yeah, well, I got ID'd, I don't know, maybe like a year ago. I was buying some fucking beer for my soup that I wanted to make. I wanted to make an Irish stew. So I went to the local liquor store, and this poor woman, I gave her my ID, and she was new to the job, and she was like confused a little bit, and she was double, triple checking to make sure that it was the correct, like there was no mistakes in it. Because if you make a mistake, and for example, if I was lying to her and saying like, oh, I'm like a, what is it called? Like a tester, where they like test you, I don't know, like an inspector, they lose their license. And that's a really, really serious, like, thing that they have to do. So they double, triple check. You think security at a con would fucking do that? Borscht? No, you don't fucking make borscht with fucking beer. God damn it. I said Irish stew, bro. They lose their license.
In the past, being banned for their wrongthink, or at least banned as guests, featured guests. And then you allow this sort of stuff, and you seem to have really no guardrails in place to police and really control what's going on with this event and anything related to it. So yeah, these are all questions that should have been answered already. They should have been answered at the very announcement itself, but now there is plenty of stir on social media, we'll see
Have
if
they said
Offkai has any
anything?
response,
I don't
because
think
it's been
so.
hours already, and they've been radio silent, so
Offkai.
I don't know. That's really my 2 cents about this entire situation right now. But that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, consider liking the video. Consider subscribing as well for daily uploads here on YouTube, as well as multiple streams a week on the same platform. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, they haven't said anything since then. Holy shit, 1.8 million impressions? 500 comments? Holy guacamole, man. They haven't said a damn thing, even since there.
Oh yeah.